A star bigger than our sun reaches the end of its life. It creates a supernova. A powerful explosion, destructive on a scale almost beyond human measure, and sometimes so powerful they can be seen dying from Earth. But recent discoveries have revealed not one, but two new kinds of supernova. But just how powerful is a supernova? Could the Earth one day be destroyed by the blast from one? Get ready to be surprised by the answers to this and more.
Okay.
Stars like our sun shine because of thermonuclear fusion by fusing light atoms in their cores to make materials needed for fusion. If this happens and the star is big enough, it will explode as a supernova. Supernovae were first discovered in 185 AD, when Chinese astronomers suddenly saw a strange white star appear in the night sky, and it stayed visible in the sky for the next 8 months. It was the first known observation of a supernova in human history, but there have been other sightings from here on.
I don't know.
One star exploded in the constellation of Rika.
I'm doing dishes, so take a lot of notes for that.
It being 16 times brighter than Venus, the brightest object in our night sky beside the moon. In fact, this supernova became so bright that it was visible in the skies during the day. The most recent supernova visible to the eye was Supernova 1987A in the year 1987. But are we going to get to see another one? We'll get to that in a moment. If you want an idea of what these might have looked like, the Hubble telescope recorded a supernova in the spiral galaxy NGC 2525, which is 70 million light years away. Hubble began observing the star from February 2018 to 2019. The supernova first appears as a blazing star located on the galaxy's outer edge, and outshines even the brightest stars before fading. This star exploded 17 million years ago when the dinosaurs still roamed the Earth, yet it took all this time to see it, as the light from the massive explosion finally reached us. Since their discovery, there were thought to be only two different types of supernova, a Type 1A thermonuclear and Type 2 ion core collapse. The thermonuclear supernova, or Type 1A, is the result of an explosion of a white dwarf star with a binary system at least 8 times the mass of the Sun, after it becomes too massive to support itself after siphoning material from a nearby companion star. Matter piles up on the white dwarf surface, and once it reaches a certain mass limit, a runaway thermonuclear explosion rips the white dwarf apart. The ion core collapse variety of supernovae are the ones that most people are familiar with. This happens when a massive star, one at least 10 times the mass of the Sun, runs out of nuclear fuel. As molecules fuse inside the star, it can no longer support its own weight, and gravity causes its ion core to collapse, leaving behind either a black hole or a neutron star. Astronomers thought these were the only two ways a supernova could happen, but now a worldwide team of scientists from UC Santa Barbara have discovered a new type of supernova, 31 million light years away in the galaxy NGC 2146, using the Las Cumbres Observatory. This new type of stellar explosion is called an electron capture supernova. In an electron capture supernova, some of the electrons in the oxygen, neon, magnesium core get smashed into their atomic nuclei, or electron capture. This removal of electrons causes the core of the star to buckle under its own weight and collapse, resulting in a massive explosion. But recently, another new kind of supernova was discovered. A team of astronomers were going over data from the Very Large Array Sky Survey from 2017, when they were surprised to learn that a black hole had caused a supernova. The explosion was triggered when a dead star companion, either a black hole or neutron star, plunged into a nearby star's core. This black hole or neutron star slammed into the massive star, and as it travelled through the star, ejected a spiral of material from the star's atmosphere. As it reached the core of the star, material rapidly fell onto the stellar corpse that launched a pair of X-ray jets at nearly the speed of light and set off the explosion. This is the first time a collision-triggered supernova has ever been recorded. And if you're curious how fast the particles from one of these explosions can travel, NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory has tracked the debris from a supernova explosion witnessed by Johannes Kepler in 1604, when a dying star 20,000 light-years from Earth tore itself apart. Now, more than 400 years later, the NASA probe found debris still racing through space at more than 32 million kilometers per hour. That's about 25,000 times faster than the speed of sound. Now, since you know a little about these powerful stellar explosions, one might wonder what would happen if the Earth was ever caught in the path of a supernova explosion. If our Sun exploded as a supernova, the shockwave might not destroy the whole Earth, but the side of the planet facing the Sun at the time of the explosion would burn and boil away. The entire planet would increase in temperature 15 times hotter than the surface of the Sun. Not only this, but the Earth would not stay in its orbit because of the sudden decrease in the Sun's mass, and our planet would wander off into space. Fortunately, our Sun is far too small and doesn't have enough mass to go supernova. But let's consider the explosion of a star besides our Sun, one that is close enough to create some big problems here on Earth. Astronomers say that a star within 30 to 50 light-years away could be devastating to the planet. If a star went supernova close enough to us, X-rays and more energetic gamma rays from the explosion would destroy the ozone layer that protects us from solar ultraviolet rays. It's possible that it could also ionize nitrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere, which would form huge amounts of smog-like nitrous oxide. Phytoplankton and coral reefs would be affected, and most organisms would be killed off by the radiation and severely deplete the base of the ocean food chain. It's possible the supernova might leave surface and ocean life relatively intact. However, the planet would be showered with gamma rays and other high-energy radiation, which could cause mutations in earthly life. So, has the planet Earth ever been hit by the waves of a supernova? It turns out scientists have found clues on our planet that show our entire solar system has actually flown through the debris fields of a supernova in its ancient past. In fact, the whole solar system has been flying through the debris field of a supernova for the last 33,000 years. In fact, a supernova carved out an open bubble, as it's called, that the entire solar system rests in. Aside from the holes that supernovae have blasted out of the Milky Way, they also left traces on our planet on the ocean floor in the form of iron-60, a radioactive isotope of iron, which we know can only be created by an exploding star. But no supernova has been known to happen at this close distance in the history of mankind. So what are the chances of you seeing a Milky Way supernova in the skies from Earth in the next 50 years? For those people in the southern hemisphere, where more of the galaxy can be seen in the night sky, there is a 20 to 50% chance of seeing a blast from a supernova with the unaided eye. One star which could go supernova any day now is Betelgeuse in the constellation Orion the Hunter. Betelgeuse is one of the largest stars known and is a bright red dot marking Orion's shoulder. This star is a dying red supergiant with a diameter roughly 950 times larger than our Sun. And either today, tomorrow, or 100,000 years from now, it's going to explode, giving humanity a celestial fireworks show. In 2019, Betelgeuse started to dim dramatically, giving way to the idea the star could have reached the end of its life. Astronomers aren't 100% sure how the supernova will play out, but they all agree that there'll be an intense light in the sky that would rival a full moon and cast shadows at night. And yes, you would be able to see the supernova in the sky during the day. It sounds a little scary to say you'll see the massive explosion, but there's no need to worry about the supernova wiping out life on Earth, because Betelgeuse is far outside the supernova kill range of 30 to 50 light-years, and sits roughly 724 light-years away. Only animals that use the moon for navigation would be confused, since adding another light in the sky as bright as the moon could be disruptive to them. But if Betelgeuse doesn't explode within our lifetimes, you still have a chance of witnessing a supernova with the naked eye. And it'll be the first naked eye nova in decades. There's a double star just off the left wingtip in the constellation of Cygnus the Swan. Astronomers are seeing the orbits of these two stars speeding up, which means they're getting closer and will merge together sometime around the year 2022, which is just around the corner. This star system lies 1,800 light years away, but it should be visible with the naked eye, and its brightness will be second magnitude, matching the brightness of the stars of the Big Dipper. And if you have a telescope, then you're really going to see something cool. It's a space race, and not just between countries. Two of the world's top billionaires have been in a 15-plus-year feud with each other. Elon Musk has SpaceX, and Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos runs Blue Origin, and both have been in a race to get people to the edge of space and beyond. But it turns out it's not just these guys trying to get to the carbon line first. And it looks like another billionaire is about to beat them to it. Where is NASA in all this rocket rivalry? Let's find out. Jeff Bezos is currently the wealthiest person in the world and owns Amazon and aerospace company Blue Origin, which has the goal of sending people to the moon. Elon Musk is the dual CEO running both Tesla and SpaceX. Over the years, a heated rivalry between these two has resulted in Twitter name calling and Twitter spams.
David Martin, hello, Happy New Year.
In a major way. Or is he? Jeff Bezos recently made the announcement that he will fly to the edge of space soon on his new Shepard rocket to prove that it's completely safe for space tourists. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has no set plans to go into space as of yet, but expressed interest in joining Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa in his trip around the moon in the new Starship Super Heavy rocket that's scheduled to launch in 2023. Musk has also said he wants to move to Mars and live out his life there. But is Bezos better than Elon? And how did this rivalry between these guys start? By 2004, both Blue Origin and SpaceX were still in their early stages, and neither had completed any launches yet. However, Bezos and Musk met each other to discuss their reusable rocket ambitions, and let's just say it didn't go well. Musk said that he tried to give Bezos some advice, but Bezos largely ignored Musk. From that time onward, Musk and Bezos kept to themselves. But the rivalry heated up again in 2013, when both companies tried to lease the same launch pad from NASA. SpaceX wanted exclusive use of the NASA launch pad, and Blue Origin filed a formal protest with the government to prevent SpaceX from using the pad. Bezos suggested that it should be converted into a commercial spaceport for all launch companies. Musk called this a phony blocking tactic and took a swipe at Blue Origin, saying the company has created a reliable orbital spacecraft, even though they've spent over 10 years to build one. However, Musk said that Blue Origin somehow designed a vehicle qualified to NASA's human rating standards that can dock to the space station. SpaceX would gladly accommodate their needs. But then Musk said, frankly, I think we're more likely to discover unicorns dancing in the flame duct. By the way, SpaceX won the right to take over the launch pad. That isn't all the misfortune that Blue Origin has suffered. They also recently lost a contract with NASA to SpaceX to build the lunar lander that will deliver astronauts to the surface of the moon in 2024. Bezos was not happy about the decision and filed a protest accusing NASA of moving the goalposts for contract bidders at the last moment. This was a huge blow for Blue Origin. Of course, Musk fired back at Bezos and his protest with a tweet that said, "Can't get it up to orbit, lol." That's Elon Musk for you. So we told you in the beginning that there's another billionaire that looks like he's about to beat both Musk and Bezos at their own game. And its founder, Richard Branson, have also been working for the last 20 years getting the VSS Unity rocket plane rising to the limit of the Earth's atmosphere. He says that Elon Musk is fixated on Mars and its life mission, while he and Bezos want to use space to better the Earth. This rocket plane is really something else to see. It's carried in the middle by a big mothership jet named Eve. And when at the correct altitude, Spaceship Unity is released and it's rocking. pushes the craft to 3 times the speed of sound. It then makes a sharp climb upwards until it reaches the edge of space. The spacecraft test flight performed a slow backflip by rotating its wings. VSS Unity then turns from the edge of space and lands on a runway, much like the space shuttle. But even if the VSS Unity had a problem and the previous flight attempt was called off, this was an Electron interference issue when the spacecraft's rocket shut off early before it glided safely back to Earth. However, Virgin Galactic says they got the problem fixed and have unveiled the Spaceship 3, and it looks incredibly awesome. Now, there are probably a lot of Elon Musk haters out there, but it looks like SpaceX is beating anyone in the space race. Think about it. SpaceX has designed the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, but that's not all. The company also builds its own rocket engines, the Merlin 1 and Kestrel. Plus, they've been talking about building a new, much bigger, high-level engine, the Merlin 2. But it's always the goal of SpaceX to be able to reuse the first stage of the rocket, and in December 2015, SpaceX landed its Falcon 9 rocket for the first time. SpaceX also pulled off the first rocket landing at sea on a drone ship in April 2016. And in 2019, SpaceX wowed the world again with a triple booster landing and 2 of the boosters landing on the ground in perfect tandem, while the main core landed on a drone ship in the ocean. What about SpaceX getting people to the edge of space like Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic? Let's face it, the goals of SpaceX are different from the competitors, and the main focus is putting people on the surface of the Moon and Mars. And this is where the SpaceX Starship. It's a 43
Get off here,
two-stage
cigarettes.
orbit
Bye.
super heavy lift launch vehicle that can take 100